It's Monday, me and Matt are back in Leith, which means it's time for Blue Monday. A bit better than the last time we were in here, as Everton got a win against Brighton. What do you make of that,
Matt? It was forgettable.
Yeah.
I think the funny thing was we did usually do post-match like straight after the game, but like because the trains are off, we had like a drink by the ground. I've got a taxi to town. Since I got back into town afterwards to do post-match, I was a bit like, what happened in that match, lads? I think the thing to say is I put a tweet out on the Blue Room account before about our last 10 goals scored in the Premier League, and 9 of them have been from Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and they've won their own goal. So I think that's where we are at the moment. What we've got with them two is someone like Calvert-Lewin who could sniff something out and produce a poacher's finish, or you've got someone like Richarlison who's just got that little bit of inspiration, that little bit of composure to separate us from teams like Brighton in these sorts of games.
Yeah.
So I just want those lads to keep scoring at the moment. I think they're both in really good form at the moment. I think they can both get 20 goals this season if they keep going on at this rate. But just more than anything, we needed a win, didn't we? We needed a win after what happened last week, and it was anxious, it was hard. I think we said, didn't we? It was going to be a 1-0 horrible game, So just made up with the win, really, mate.
I say about Richarlison there. I was going to leave him till later on, but we'll talk about him now. It's players like that separate teams like us from teams like Brighton. The best they had was Glenn Murray, I think. They didn't show any attacking intent until he threw him on and started lashing it long, which is fine. If you're going for the game in the last 15, that's fine. I've got no complaints with that. But when you've got a player like Richarlison and he's on his game like he was on Saturday, that moment of inspiration absolutely turned the game and won it for us. And it was some goal, wasn't it?
I didn't really realise how good it was till I watched it back. On Match of the Night, it had Dan Gosling vibes, didn't it? It was like that sort of caress shot into the bottom corner.
But they didn't cut to a tic-tac sound there though.
no, but it was a nicely worked move, wasn't it? Scopey Sigurdsson played a good forward pass. It's from Bernard out wide, and it's all linked up together. But it's just, we spoke about Richarlison a lot and what is he and what he's going to become. And I think this system we're playing now, where it's 2 centre forwards and he's one of the 2. I think if you could say to him that, what is his best position, I think it's that. I don't necessarily think he's at his absolute best when he plays up front on his own. I think he's at his absolute best when he plays on the right-hand side or the left-hand side. But you stick him up front with a target man like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he really comes into his own. And I think what he's been able to do because of that, because Calvert-Lewin occupies a defender and maybe a fullback as well. Richarlison can get into battles, then one-on-one with the defender. He can use his body, he can use his pace, he can use a bit of skill. And he's really doing well at the moment. And let's not forget, he had the Copa America in the summer, and he started every single game for us this season in every competition.
Do you think he's been given one of Jürgen's magic drinks?
Drinking on the isotonic bevies, maybe he's been going out with Firmino, maybe in Fabinho, he's been on the
down in Fazenda.
What did you drink that stuff? Is it Mate? Somebody who has more knowledge of South American football than me. It's like Mate or something it's called. It's like a lukewarm. Maybe it's that.
It's on that.
Maybe it's that.
Maybe I'll order one now.
But he's brilliant, isn't he?
He's class. It's not just like him scoring goals like that, but he runs all game, even when he's not.
8 tackles he made at the weekend as well.
Did he? Yeah. Well, the tackles are right up there with anyone's, aren't they, in the league?
I think in terms of forwards, he is miles ahead of everybody in that regard. Fantastic.
So I mean, he does get slated sometimes, but he has stopped going down quite so quickly, hasn't he? Since he had that talk.
And I think it was Paddy who made the point on the post-match reaction at the weekend that if you look at when he was at Watford in that first season, when Silva left, his form just went, didn't it? He looked like a player who had been sold a bit of a promise by this manager. He got on really well with. Obviously speaks the same language. He said himself he thinks of him as a bit of a father figure, and he went, and it was a bit like, what am I going to do here now? And you're looking at it now, and you think Silva's gone. He signed a new contract. He's been one of our best 2 players since then. He's putting the work in. There's absolutely no sign of him. Even in games like the Liverpool game, we got battered 5-2. He was the one who's scoring the goal to get us back to 4-2. He was making things happen in the second half. His head never goes down. He never really sulks. And we're probably lucky to have him. Really lucky to have him.
I'd say Man City as well. He scored the one goal that he did score, and he didn't have the best game at all there. He looked goosed, but he still popped up at the back post.
But he's a forward, isn't he?
Definitely.
I think his first goal for us against his second goal in his first game against Wolves. You look at that and you think, bloody hell, he's a brilliant left forward. He can cut inside and take people on, but I don't think we've really seen that from him since. Look at all his good work interesting thing I saw actually over the weekend as well. That was the first Premier League goal he scored this season with his right foot.
Oh really?
All the others have been with his head or his left foot.
God.
Which is mad because he's a right-footed player. But he is fantastic when the ball comes into the box.
Yeah, he comes alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, like that at the weekend. He's got no. You don't look at that ball. He gets in the box the weekend and think that's a clear-cut chance for him.
No, not at all.
But it's just like it's on instinct, isn't it? He takes the touch, he cuts back aside, and then the finish is really instinctive as well. And it's that ability to mesh that dynamism, that aggression, that physicality he's got with the clarity of mind to think I'm just going to do all these great things really quick. I'm just going to take a bit of composure and just caress that into the corner.
I think it shows as well he is a natural finisher.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't even look up when he hits that.
He knows
as
when
he's
he
on the turn, he knows where the goal is, and it must have crept inside the post by that.
Yeah.
It was perfect. We were right behind that in the park end.
Yeah.
And the way it curled in was brilliant.
Yeah.
Moving away from that then, another thing we saw down at the park end was that penalty appeal. I heard on post-match one of the lads
Mike Haslam didn't think it was.
Didn't think it was. I see what he means about the Newcastle one. With Keane,
I think it is.
But it's definitely a penalty for me. It's so blatant. The referee's looking right at it, and I'm never want to say Danny Murphy's made a good point, but he did make an excellent point on Match of the Day when he said this was a chance for VAR to say even if you don't go down, you can still get the penalty because we'll see it, and it's a foul, and he bottled it.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it back, so obviously Mike Haslam said he'd seen it back. I hadn't seen it back then at the time, but watching it again, it's he don't, like you said, he just gets a bit of a grip on him, doesn't he? And he was lucky not to get sent off in the second half, by the way, for that elbow as well. It was on Holgate when he comes over right at the end and just sticks the elbow on him. That was a bit nasty.
He also should have been carded for pulling Calvert-Lewin back.
Yeah.
When he broke through and got. I know he went through and he got his shot away, but I still think he should get booked for that because he proper impeded him and he got back.
Well, yeah, it's cynical, isn't it? It's very cynical. Like,
so he brings him down again. That could have been a red card. Could have been a red card against Walcott.
Yeah. So it's. You're right, and the point made then, and that's why players throw themselves over.
Yeah.
You look at people like Richarlison, he's probably going to be watching that thinking, I'm staying up on my feet, trying my best to, get better at this part of the game. But if I'm father to stay up on my feet, I'm not going to get anything.
Yeah.
So you sort of understand it, but referee was terrible.
I
don't know who it was. Like I think it's a new
Coot. His name is.
But he was absolutely terrible. Like just little things in the game that nothing really springs to mind immediately, but I just remember being like,
we were the same.
Frustrated and anxious during the whole game. Like, what's he doing here? It was really poor, but pretty blatant penalty. From watching it back again.
Definitely. As you say, I can't remember one specific incident apart from the penalty, but he was very picky, and it just I remember being fuming at him the whole game. Calvert-Lewin, his handball.
It was handball.
Did it hit him there, or
it
didn't look conclusive on the replay.
Obviously, that's right in front of where I sit.
Yeah.
And when that went in, I didn't even celebrate the goal.
Right.
I said to my dad, that's handball. It's going to get reviewed. But again, the decision to book him is honestly like absolute, probably worse than not giving the penalty. Like the ball gets like smashed at his arm.
Yeah.
It's not like he goes like and tries to usher it in with his hand.
Yeah.
Like I think he sort of looks up at it when he gets up and looks at the referee. He's got a yellow card. He's sort of like,
he does.
What on earth is that about? Yeah. But he had a couple of chances, didn't he? Down thing. I'm quite used to him taking them in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
But the one where he's running through on goal, I think it's never really quite fancied him in that situation. Didn't really look like he ever had it under complete control. But I
think that was because he got tugged back. Because it put him off his stride, didn't it?
Yeah. At least he got it on target.
Yeah.
I think we've seen him in the past, like getting those positions, and he's either scuffed it wide or he's took a check back inside and not necessarily tested the keeper. At least it makes the keeper make a good save. I was impressed with their keeper, by the way.
He was alright, wasn't he?
Thought he had a decent game. He'll be disappointed with that one. Of course, it's really good he didn't score that one where Bernard shot back inside. That was a wonderful bit of skill. I
actually think Bernard's first touch is my favourite thing about Everton at the minute. I thought he was brilliant. People have questioned why he was brought off, but he looked knackered to me. After an hour he started, his decision making didn't look quite as crisp as it was, and his touch wasn't quite as good as it was, and you could see he's not played for ages. So.
The last two home games he's played well, hasn't he? I remember Burnley, he was good in that. And obviously this one, did he play it? He didn't play at Newcastle, did he?
No, he didn't play at Newcastle.
City got injured in the warm-up, obviously. And Liverpool, he comes on later on. So he's had a bit of bits and pieces season. So I think that probably two things for him with me. he needs to get a run of games together where he looks, fitness and build that up, because I think one of the great things about him last year was his work ethic, wasn't it? Up and down that left hand side. He also made Luca Dean look better, I thought, at the weekend as well.
Yeah, it was his best game in a long time.
Them two linked up together well. But I want to see him play a bit more like that away from home. I feel like he's good at Goodison Park. He does it at Goodison Park quite a lot, but I can't really remember many games away from Goodison where you could say he's had a similar impact on the game.
The only one I can think of is West Ham away last season.
Yeah, he was excellent.
And that's our next game.
Yeah. And at Leicester, he got his first start against Leicester as well. He set one up, didn't he? And was really good that day. But he's like I said, he's had a season where he's been out the side a lot. I don't think he's ever really looked completely fit when he has played. But the weekend was probably the closest he's looked to being back to what he was towards the end of last season, where you can give him the ball and he'll keep it, he'll make something happen. Some of his little passes in behind and little darts inside were lovely at the weekend. He was fantastic.
Yeah, the first half in particular was really good. Calvert-Lewin had a bit of a rough time with Duncan Duffy, but that would be expected. Yeah. But he still did well.
I thought he had a knock, because I think he didn't look...
Because Keane did the warm-up at half-time, pretty intensive one.
He was out the entire second half warming up, so I don't know if it was sort of a case like Ancelotti had said to him, we might have an injury here, so keep yourself ready, or keep yourself ready in case we concede an equaliser, and then you're coming on straight away. So I don't know about that one. There was a couple of times we looked a little bit, I don't know, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison have played so many minutes for us over Christmas, haven't they? It wouldn't be a surprise if you were carrying something at this point. But I thought he looked a couple of times, Dom, like he had a little bit of knock or something. But thankfully we got a full week ahead of the weekend now.
Yeah, well that's it. Well, I think you could see maybe like that's the first week Ancelotti's had with the team, isn't it? Before the game, and he's definitely doing things his own way there, because a lot of people have questioned the substitutes he made. Now, to be fair, you can't really question because it worked. If it doesn't work, well then you can't. But it did work.
The weird sub.
Yeah, well that's what it was, wasn't it? It was very much. But I think we're probably going to have to put up with that, being an Italian manager. It's a bit of a cliche, but if an Italian manager's 1-0 up, he's got to hold it, isn't he?
Yeah,
you would imagine.
It's right. Yeah, he's a little bit hamstrung, isn't he? What he can do as well. You know, he brought on Delphin in midfield, didn't he? Sort of tried to show that part of the pitch up. But in regards to out wide, we've not really got anything else, have we, at all? No. At the moment, I think Sidibe's obviously been playing a bit up there. He brought Coleman off the weekend. I felt like I don't really think. I wouldn't say they worked, because they had a couple of chances, didn't they, later on? Murray has that header which Pickford gets down well to. There's one from our end of the Goddard Street, the one where he slides in. I thought that's in. I just thought he was going to nestle in the top corner, but it just skewed wide, didn't it? So there's a few little ropey moments, but it's just all about getting. It was just a game where it was just all about getting over the line, wasn't it? And I don't think we're sitting here now and saying all is rosy again after that derby defeat, because we beat Brighton 1-0 at home and played okay for an hour. There's a lot of work still to be done here, but it was just good to get back on that track again. And we're looking at it now, I think, 7 points away from the relegation zone now, so you can effectively we're in a position now we can probably say we can forget about that and we can start looking up. And I think we'll talk about the West Ham game later in the week on Watch the Score, but I think if you're looking at these two games now, where you've got West Ham away, Newcastle home in the space of 4 days, you take 4 points from their matches, you've got a 10-day break, you start thinking, well, what can we accomplish here? And you start to get excited about where this team can finish this season. And none of that happens. We're not sat here talking like that. We're not saying we can basically write off relegation without just getting over the line some way, somehow at the weekend. So I think that was obviously the most important thing.
Yeah, because it put distance between us and Brighton. It's 4 points now between us and Brighton now. So you're just pulling away from that sort of pack. I think if you look at it, so after that defeat to Leicester and the defeat to Liverpool, the 5-2, we've now won 4, drawn 3 and lost 1 in the league. So we can't harp on about that cup game.
We all would have taken that. And think about the teams we played in that point.
Exactly.
Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, City again as well. You can't really argue with that. And and you factor in as well, you've had games against Liverpool and Leicester away in the cup in between all that as well. So he's done really well to negotiate it. And I think that's where players like Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison in particular deserve loads of credit, because they've played effectively every minute at this point. And they have hauled us through and scored goals when there's nobody else in the team that really looks capable of producing anything like that. So great credit to those lads. Credit to Ancelotti, he's come in and shored things up, settled us down. And I think in a lot of respects these next 2 games will sort of define what we're going to be looking at towards the end of the season. Are we going to be looking at a 5th place and saying we're only, what are we now, 6 points off that? If we can get to a position where we're 3 points off 5th after we played Newcastle, all of a sudden you're thinking, we can hunt these down here. But if you lose the next 2, if you take 3 points or you take 2 points or 1 point from the next couple of games, you're looking at it again thinking it's probably just going to be a bit of a trudge still, mate.
Yeah,
so still important games to come, definitely.
Yeah, well, now we're at level points with Arsenal, aren't we?
Yeah.
And everyone would probably maintain that they're still in the conversation.
Yeah, definitely for the top 6. Yeah, certainly. So, and you look at, Leicester have still going to be involved in cup competitions. Wolves are in the Europa League still. United in the Europa League still. Arsenal in the Europa League still. So we can get in that mix and those teams sort of carry on those runs and are playing Thursday, Sunday, and we've got obviously we don't want to have breaks. We want to be involved in Europe and involved in the FA Cup, but we're going to have time. He's going to have time to work with these players. Hopefully, Andre Gomez continues his bloody miracle recovery as well. His ankle's snapped in half, and he's back. He's had his recovery, and he's going to be back in time before Jean-Philippe Gbamin. It's
bizarre, isn't it?
Bad, yeah.
Well, I actually saw someone retweeted the Stan Collymore tweet just after the Gomez incident, and he said people have said it's like a career ender or that he'll be back in no time. Because I think it happened to him.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed.
That's good news.
He will be back soon. Yeah, it is just nice to be able to look up, and I'm very relieved that Brighton didn't win that game after me saying on Friday that they've never won at Goodison. They still haven't won at Goodison.
Yeah. So no one can clip that little bit here at the end.
No, because it's still true.
Also, if anyone's not subscribed to Blue Room Extra, Les called Carlo Ancelotti Marco Ancelotti on that as well.
I did. It's in there now. I did it about 3 times over the weekend. I'm just willing him to be dead shit, obviously.
Just call him Ancelotti now.
Yeah, just Ancelotti.
Just
Mr. Ancelotti.
Yeah, Mr.
So at least we can look up and we can look forward to West Ham at the weekend. We'll be back with a preview of that on What's the Score. Have a good week. See you soon.